It's not just the dragons that will surround you and follow you. It will also be other animals. Animals that you don't even link with dragons. And yet, there is a good reason why they are with you and trying to guide you. These are your animal guardians or your animal guides. And why are they actually helping you? Because I always wondered myself, how come that these animals want to help me and guide me? Because humans are horrible for animals. So why would these animals ever help us? Because there is a good reason behind this, my brothers and sisters. Because we are 5 gates further than the dragon, which is actually 5 lifetimes further. Every single time that you pass another gate, you will also be born once more. And born over there, where you were born as not as a human, not as a dragon, but as something completely different, in a different realm, in a different dimension. And you were born there as completely something different. And that is actually your dragon soul that is always recycling all the time. Always going further and further away from the dragon realm, unknowingly, because we don't know as an animal that we're supposed to take the hand of the dragon and return to the dragon realm. So, in order, to let yourself be guided by animals, it is actually being guided by your previous self. Because it was always you are now born as a human. Once again, you are born as something that holds the dragon soul that lives within you. But if you do not hold the hand of the dragon, you will always go further and further away. And your animal guides, they know this. They might have been wrong or mistaken inside of their lives in previous lives, but they know that you're supposed to be guided to the dragons, and to the dragons that you are connected to. And what kind of an animals can this be? This can, have you ever dreamed or maybe felt as, for example, a wolf? A wolf is actually an animal that is very close to the dragon. Many of the dragon spirits are actually recycled inside of a wolf. Not a wolf in this dimension, in this realm, but in a further way realm or dimension. Sometimes with or sometimes without humans, because the times are completely different over there. But maybe you are born as well with uh, the instincts of a wolf, or maybe a fox, or maybe as something completely different, as smaller, with a smaller lifespan. Because the first time that I've ever saw that was when a moth sat on my leg, here, just in the forest. Here on my leg, he said. He was huge. He was enormous. And the first thing that I wanted to do is to take it off. But I was stopped halfway. It was like this moth, and I don't say this to people because I know how that sounds. It was like this moth was speaking to me, and I understood every single thing that this animal was saying to me. He was looking at me. It was in the middle of the day. It was not nighttime. He was not attracted to some light that I had. He was just there. And I was hours. For hours, I was speaking to him. And before I knew it, it was nighttime. I was snapping out of it. And he was still sitting there. That is why I was with one foot in that dimension where I used to be one of them. And he knew that he could talk to me. He also spoke about the dragon, because that moth held the energy of the dragon. And that was actually myself. And that was, to say, very, very beautiful to say. That is where I start to understand why I had these dreams of being an animal. As a child, as a very young child, I always looked up to animals much more than humans. And I always felt much more an animal than humans. Even the children in school bullied me so much, always saying animal names, but I was not offended by it. I was not offended because I loved animals much more than humans. Now that I am a human that is holding a dragon spirit, now that I should know how a human should function, and how a human is. And to be very honest, to be very fair, I am ashamed of it. I'm ashamed of what humans are. And sometimes I say to my dragon, why? Why am I a human far away from you? Because that is a human experience that we all have. And I am not alone. You are as well, my brother or sister. You are here with me in this earth, far away from home. And far away because, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you are alone. You are always surrounded by your dragons, your dragon guardian, your dragon god, and you are not alone because we are here as well in the playing the same game. And also the animals what you used to be, and that is also for you to find out what you used to be, because that is an energy that also remains with you, an energy that always remains within the dragon spirit that is living with you. Is it a fox, a fly? It can even be a fly. Just living one or maybe a few days, and that is it. But for that fly, it's a lifetime, and it also will stay with you. That fly, the flies, for example, are understanding whatever you are saying, like this moth, like an insect. But it can also be a bigger animal, like a bear, like even a wild boar. It could be everything. But that is something for you to find out. What are the 5 animals that are living with you? It can be that the animal that is farther away, that you don't notice, that you don't, because it's far away. The first animal that you were born as. And then what will remain with you the most is the animal that you were in a previous life. But there were actually a previous life until you reached the dragon realm. This is why these animals, and that is are protecting you, are guiding you. Because I didn't understand him in the beginning. Why would any animal do that? Why would any animal, and why are these animals always like so majestic? Like, why can it be a fly or a pig or a chicken? It can be. It can be. And that is also the reason why I respect animals so much more than humans. They are so wild. They are so one with nature. They haven't lost their instincts, and that is why I am sometimes a bit ashamed, even though I shouldn't be, when I come in front of my dragon with a human face. But you are still coming in front of your dragon as one of them, because that energy is always respawning inside of yourself, always with all of these experiences that it has, all these experiences that live inside of yourself and are also surrounding you. But you will always, the most of them will always be remembered, and that is the dragon. The dragon will always be with you. The dragon is the main one, actually, that is living within you. That what happened later on were the animals that you were with the dragon soul, the animals with the dragon spirit, your guardians, your guides. But these guides died, and they didn't really hold the hand of the dragon. And that is why you went further and further away, ending up in this place, being born as a human baby, but born with a gift. And that is why I came to understand what the animal guide is of the dragon, the guide of the dragon spirit. That is because you were one of them. You are guiding yourself. You are guiding your true self to where the dragon is. They don't want to make a mistake that they didn't held the hand of the dragon and didn't go back to them. And that is what I ask for you, my brother or sister. Listen to your animal guardians. Listen to yourself, so that you hold the hand of the dragon and don't make the same mistake in going away from this earth, always again being born in a different realm, a different dimension, and as a different animal, that you no longer actually, that you get lost from the dragon, and your animal guardians are there to remind you that you should not be lost like they were. And they are not lost because they stay with you. They also want to go back to the dragon realm, and that is why they stay with you. They didn't lose hope in you, because If you lose hope inside of yourself, you should never lose hope in what you really are. And that is the reason why these animals are always surrounding you. And that is why you feel so connected. Whenever you see an animal in this world, and that is an animal that you used to be, that is an animal that you are practically can talk with. Because you remember, you might remember the language that they speak, the language of the bird that you used to be, for example. They have their own unique language. And you have so many experiences, 5 different experiences, 5 different lifetimes. But now I hope it's finally time to go back and hold the hand of your dragon, that you can once again be born in the dragon realm. 5 gates further, 5 gates going back. You don't need to be born as these animals again. Just hold the hand of the dragon, because are um, dragons are travelers. They don't have to be born inside of that gate, because that is what dragon spirits are. They don't have to do it. Dragon spirits, they just go. They go to the dragon realm together alongside with you, and there you will be born, simply out of an egg coming from your dragon mother and your dragon father. Simply that, as nature, as natural as it can be. Just the same thing with the animals that you used to be. Everything happens. It's not that you are going to be inside of these different dimensions and different lives immediately as a grown-up dragon or animal. No, you will be born again. Born. I don't want to sound Christian with this, but you will be born again, and you will remember later on. And that is what I hope for you, my brother or sister, that you can remember who you were.